So good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to the November 18th, 2025 meeting of the Calvert County Board of Commissioners. At this time, I'd like to ask Pastor William Perrin to come forward and give us an invocation, please.
Everyone please stand. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let us pray. Gracious and merciful God, we lift up the families that lost their homes yesterday at the courtyards in Fishing Creek in Chesapeake Beach. God be with them. May we all gather around them and give them the support that they need. God, we thank you for our first responders and our law enforcement and those serving our county. But gracious and merciful God, we thank you for this gathering here today. In this new space that as we continue the work of our county commissioners. We thank you for this opportunity and for your guidance as they navigate the decisions that will come before them in this room. Help our commissioners, Lord, to listen to one another and with open hearts and minds. Grant them the wisdom to see clearly, the courage to act wisely, and the unity to work together for the good of all in Calvert County. May the time in this room be marked by collaboration, respect, and a shared commitment to proudly serve the people in Calvert County. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend Perrin. We appreciate you coming in and joining us today. Next item on the agenda is to approve the agenda. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda as presented? None.
I move that we approve and adopt the agenda as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So today marks a new era in Calvert County government as we move into this new space. Recently, we vacated the courthouse, which has served as the home base for county government for over 200 years. And if you think back over the decisions that were made in that space, that shaped Calvert County's future over all those decades and commissioners serving the citizens of Calvert County, it's truly humbling, as we left that space to think about what occurred in that room over the period of time. And to think that those decisions are still in place today and have made the county what it is today. And today we're in this new space that future boards will make decisions that will also shape Calvert County's future. So for nearly 3 centuries, we've been here in Prince Frederick operating as county government. The courthouse burned down twice, so we lost a lot of historical records at that because of those fires. But, we're moving forward, and this space that we're in today has been a wonderful addition in just the past month when the first department started to move in. For the first time, as I said, in a very long time, citizens can come into this new building, especially if you need a permit. Every service you need to get a building permit is right here. There's no more driving around Prince Frederick trying to figure out where you need to be, trying to figure out who you need to see. You come to this one space and meet all those needs. Staff has talked about how efficient it is now being under one space. It's kind of hard for me to get used to because in the past, if you were here for a meeting and you need somebody, you called them because you didn't know where they were. And now when we have a meeting, you say, well, we'll just call them. They're just down the hall. So it's quite a change to think that now we have all this at our fingertips right here in this one space. Can't thank J.R. Cosgrove, Director of Public Works, who oversaw this project. It was a massive undertaking for us. Building came in under budget, not quite on time, but almost. But it turned out great. And we have to thank all the directors of the different agencies for their help in moving in. We had a very smooth transition. IT has been in this space for 2 months, making sure everything goes on smoothly, got all our employees connected appropriately. It's been a very smooth transition. I expected hiccups and bumps, but at least I don't know of any. If they happened, they weren't very challenging. So I want to thank all of our staff that worked on this new space. And today, we did invite some special guests to help us celebrate this new day. In the audience, we have several past county commissioners and I think a couple past county administrators. So I would ask if you're able to come forward and introduce yourself and maybe talk about the time that you served.
I'll escort the previous county administrator.
Perfect.
Don't be shy. I know y'all aren't shy.
We would like commissioners too. Don't be shy.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I just want to say I'm very honored to be here this morning, and that building is beautiful. Congratulations. Congratulations to staff. You do have a wonderful staff. And happy Thanksgiving. I'm Terry Shannon.
Thank you.
Yes.
Perfect. Mr. Shannon, would you please come up? We're going to have you up here, and then we're going to take a big group shot at the end, Mr. Willis.
We're going to dance later.
Yeah, let's dance.
Perfect. Come right up here.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mark Willis, previous county county administrator. Nope.
What?
I am not running for office. Ever. That was a mistake. I truly appreciate the invitation today, and I have my hat's off to staff. Without staff pulling together the way that they did, and without the commissioners providing the guidance that you have provided the entire time, and I'm talking, from day one, you were involved in this, you knew what was going to happen, and ultimately what you directed staff to do was to make communication better on behalf of the citizens of Calvert County, and that's exactly what's happening. They can walk into this building, ask for the services that they require, and they walk out with an understanding of how they're going to obtain that with full involvement from staff. And the commissioners directed that, and staff was making that to happen. I'm just happy to be invited back to see it all come to fruition. Thank you very much.
Sure. Commissioner Perrin, Commissioner Shaw, Commissioner Bueller, Commissioner Clark, Commissioner McConkey. I know you're all out there.
Good morning.
Good
Again,
morning.
Wilson Perrin. I served as a county commissioner for 8 years. And two of my fellow commissioners are here with us today. And congratulations. This has been a long time coming. It has been a lot of tough decisions that you have to make in terms of prioritizing to determine what's the most important project for the county at the time. And this is a wonderful location and a wonderful building that will serve our citizens for many years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here today. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for all the improvements that have been done in St. Leonard. It's been an outstanding job that has been done. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank Public Works, the Water Division, and the contractor. St. Leonard really has come a long ways in the last couple of years. So it's been a long haul, but it's turned out beautiful. And I wanted to thank you again. I served from 1990 to 2000, and we actually purchased the property that this building is sitting on. It's one of the first things we did. And we knew at some point in time the county was going to have to build. And our plans were at the time was to tear the existing building was here down to the skin and rebuild it, and then build a second tower. But this turned out beautiful, and it'll last commissioners for many years to come. So I want to thank you all, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
It's okay, I got it. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I think it's a testament to the continuity of how things work in Calvert County that we have so many past commissioners here. Those of us who served in this job know David Hale used to call it that it was a zero-sum game, that you're constantly balancing the needs of the community against the money that you have or don't have. And that is the biggest challenge. For those people who think that this building wasn't needed, they didn't try to juggle things all over the place at the courthouse to try to make it work. From giving the county administrator a little tiny office, because that's the only space that we had available, to the commissioners being in offices with no windows for many, many years. So I think for 12 years I had no window. So the public deserves this. They paid for it, but they deserve it because it will make getting the services that you all provide more accessible. It will make you more accessible. And it's not one board that does it. It's like Commissioner Bueller said, it goes way back to having the foresight to buy this land. And when we were looking at where to put it when I was a commissioner, which I'm sure got revisited, that was a big factor that the county already owned the land. So I wish you all the best. It's a tough job. And, thankfully, we've had really good commissioners who put the public first. And I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning and
Good morning.
congratulations.
Good morning.
This is public comment, right?
Yes, it is.
Good morning. My name's Gerald Clark. I was commissioner for 12 years, 2000 to 2014. I'd just like to point out one thing. Right now, you got 34 years worth of commissioner experience in this room for the 1st District. Commissioner Bueller, myself, and Commissioner Hart. So we know a lot of good things down there. And we want to thank you for everything you've done in the 1st District. In advance, we'd like to thank you for everything you'll do in the future for the 1st District, which hopefully will be soon. What a wonderful day. I mean, I can remember the day we sat in the commissioner's room and started talking about this building. It was many years ago. And we were all kind of just beating our head. We put it in the CIP, and then 2008 hit, 2009, and got pushed out, everything. We were pushing out hundreds of millions of dollars worth of projects to make the balance. I want to thank you for the job you do. You are living up to the tradition. You weren't elected for the easy votes. You're elected to make the hard votes, the ones that we expect you to make, whether we agree with you or disagree with you. And you know me, I'm more than welcome to tell you when I disagree with you, but it's not anything personal. It's just that that's the way it works when you've been up here and you know how things work. But anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for your service to the community. And if we get as many good decisions out of this building as we did in the last one in all them years, we're way ahead of that game. And also, I'm sorry that Judge Claggett couldn't be here, because we had some great meetings with her in the back room about this building. And they were a lot of fun, Judge Claggett, if you hear this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioner McConkey, Commissioner Gadway, I hear you. Yeah, I see you now. I'm back there.
Thank you very much for the invite. I know Emily emailed me, and then I didn't respond, so she called me twice. So thank you for pushing the envelope. I remember when our board started this project, and it was going to go over on Dares Beach Road, and I'm glad that the board decided to put it here. It was going to save a lot of money. The place turned out fantastic. I'm actually jealous because I feel like I was in the slums across the street compared to here. So great job. Continue the good work, and Thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good
Chris
morning.
Gadway. Thank you so much for the invite. Really appreciate coming out. Congratulations to everyone involved in building it. But more importantly, congratulations to the citizens of Calvert County to where they can come out, one spot, one stop, get everything accomplished. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. We also have Mayor Wall and Mayor Benton with us today.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's great to be with you and at this fantastic, beautiful new facility. As many of you know, we had quite a tragedy in Chesapeake Beach yesterday with a fire at courtyards at Fishing Creek. One whole building has been destroyed. Fortunately, nobody was injured. One person lost a pet, which she's very distraught about. But other than that, the community has really raised up and is helping everybody. I was sworn to secrecy not to tell you who was taking care of everybody because they don't want to be glorified for that. But the businesses in the town have really stepped up, and the citizens of the town have really stepped up. And fortunately, all of the people that were residents of that building are safe in the town. And Catherine Grasso, thank you so much for you being there yesterday.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate your participation and everybody. The support has been fantastic. And having our county administrator there was very, very helpful. So that's my report on that, but I'm really pleased to be with you in this incredibly beautiful new facility. First time I've been in the building. Kind of missed the old home nature of the previous place, but this is fantastic, and so congratulations and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was trying to hide back there, but it didn't work. Thank you so much for the invitation, and I'm so happy that you're almost as nice as our town hall North Beach.
Can somebody turn the mic off, please?
Just kidding.
We were going to use that blueprint, but it was already taken.
We borrow from you, you borrow from us. It's all good. But no, seriously, what an amazing building. We haven't gone on a tour yet, but if it's like what we see here, it's absolutely amazing for the residents and all the citizens of the town of, or excuse me, town. The county,
The town of North Beach.
I'm so used to North Beach, I apologize.
No.
But again, thank you so much for the invite. I look forward to seeing more about it and seeing all the citizens coming through and seeing what you have done, stepped up, and made the toughest call probably in a long time. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. State's Attorney Bob Harvey.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for having us this morning. You know, we spent a lot of time talking about what a wonderful building this is, but I think we all know that this building wouldn't mean anything without the people who work here, the people who have gone before and the people who are here now. You know, there's a phrase, public service. I think the citizens of Calvert County know that in this building, they receive public service from the employees, from the commissioners, from the people who are standing up in front of us. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Sheriff Cox.
We got a lot of experience up front in this room, and I appreciate everybody being here this morning. But like the mayor said this morning in the prayer of Commissioner Perrin, our hearts go out to the people that lost their homes and their shelter yesterday. It is devastating, and like you said, if we can reach out and help these folks, reach out and help. I know our community comes well with stuff like this, so if you can help, please help. But for the building, awesome. People and the citizens, right? Good for them. They have one-stop shop. They can come and get their needs and what they need, but they'll stop coming to the sheriff's office thinking that's a county service building. We got to send them over here. But the staff did well, and we have good employees that work for our county, and and made this building what it is today. And, you know, I always like moving forward, and it's good to see everybody in this room. I think some of the commissioners that served, I was still in high school, so he's got a lot of experience in the room. Too bad Mr. Commissioner Nutter couldn't make it, but you know, I'll send him my best. So, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have 2 members of the school board. Got to get all the electeds.
Come on, Lisa.
Hi, good morning. Lisa Greenish from the Calvert County Board of Education. Thank you, Ricky, for making the acknowledgement of the fire yesterday. That affected children in Calvert County Public Schools, so prayers to everyone. Thank you for inviting me. This has actually given me the opportunity to envision the potential for the Calvert County Public Schools Board of Education room now. So, anyhow, I want to congratulate you. This place is absolutely beautiful. I know you have a very challenging job. You have to make a lot of hard decisions, none of which will make everyone in Calvert County happy, but know that you're appreciated and that we respect everything you do and the hard work that you put into it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Melissa Goshorn, Board of Education. If I knew you would have had me speak, I probably wouldn't have come. But thank you so much for inviting us. I'm really excited to see this beautiful building. And like everyone else said, it really is hard being an elected official and trying to do your best to make people happy. But I will have one request, that maybe we hold our Board of Education meetings here now. Thank you.
We'll rent you the space. Dr. Newsom, you're not elected, but we're going to give you an opportunity today.
Thank you for this opportunity. As was mentioned by everyone who's standing here, this is an amazing environment to conduct the business of the county, but it's the people that will really make this a special place. Calvert County has been a special place for me and my family, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my time working with the Board of Education and the school system, and especially the relationship between the county, Ms. Turner, Mr. McGivens. They've worked so closely with us and their team. And I've worked in a lot of communities, and I work with a lot of fine people, but I haven't come across county government or commissioners who have supported their schools in a finer way than you have. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Jimmy Murren, State Police. I swear we're getting near the end of the list.
Well, good morning. Similar to you, I didn't know I was going to be asked to speak today, but I'm proud to do it. Congratulations. This is a fantastic building. It's absolutely beautiful. It's been a long time coming for Calvert County. Having been the bear commander for the last 8 years in this county, I've been to many meetings across the street, but this definitely, I think, takes the cake. And I look forward to the spirited conversations within these walls in the future. And similar to Mayor Benton, I haven't been on a tour yet either. And I think that's maybe why I missed the state police parking. I saw 3 for the sheriff's office. I didn't see one for the state police, but I'm sure I'll get them on the tour.
Hang around today, you'll get a tour.
Yeah, we provided a sidewalk for you, actually, sir.
And Commissioner Nutter did send his regrets. He couldn't make it here today, but he was very appreciative of the space. And Jeremy Bradford from the hospital couldn't make it today, but Reverend Perrin is representing him also. And, you know, we recognize all the elected officials today, but we want to thank all the citizens that are here today, because without your support, this couldn't happen. So this is really for you, and we're going to try to get a group picture. Yep. Up or down?
We're going down there.
Up or down? Man. Get down. How are we going to do this?
Do you want some on the back?
Perfect. We could all.
Scoot in. Scoot in. Yeah.
Scoot.
Yeah.
If we bring some up.
Okay.
Can we get, I already forget your name, and Mr. Willis, would you mind going to the back row, please?
I don't want to go back there.
That's why I'm really getting
Just so they can see you.
It has to be.
Hey, I'm neutral ground. I live in St. Mary's. You can say whatever to me.
You guys can go straight down. We're gonna have you.
Harry Serpents.
It's okay, we're gonna, yep, perfect. Commissioner Hans, will you stand right in the middle?
We didn't want to block the seal.
Okay then.
She needs your phone book.
There we go.
Is he saying you're not going to block
Yeah.
the seal?
No.
He's trying to say, Lisa.
All right. All right, smile.
Make sure everybody. Calvert County. Hopefully one of those works.
Thank you.
Ladies could see this.
We're gonna do a man.
We're better off.
I'll do a stranger. Numbers not changing. Yeah, just
I didn't hear that part.
Public Works. Is that engineering?
Good for you.
Sit up here for a while.
Thanks.
Hey, it's good seeing you. Yes, take care.
So, I do have some public service announcements to get us back on track. Yesterday, most of you know, we did have a horrible fire in Chesapeake Beach. 13 apartments were burned and 25 or 26 family members were displaced. If you want to help any of those families, it appears that Bayside Baptist Church is organizing a campaign to raise money, clothing. Just contact the church. If you have something you want to offer, would be my suggestion, and work through them. Also understand Trader's Restaurant, the North Beach Firehouse, and I'm probably missing somebody, also accepting donations for those families. It was a very horrible event, but out of every bad day, every bad cloud has a silver lining. What happened yesterday was the community coming together, which doesn't surprise me because it is Calvert County and we do take care of one another. But yesterday, the outpouring of support from the community, from the businesses and the beaches, from county staff, our volunteer firemen, our volunteer EMS, it was amazing outreach yesterday that occurred to support those families. So I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our county staff and all those people that showed up to help that day. And I will put out a public request. If anybody has a house for rent, some families are going to be looking for housing. Right now, Red Cross is taking care of them. Those families that didn't have family members or friends to reside with are staying at a hotel. But that's only a temporary situation. They're going to need a permanent. So if anybody has a house they can rent, I think there's an opportunity here to help you fellow countyans. But again, just can't say enough to thank everybody that stepped up yesterday to support those families. It was amazing what happened. So I want to thank everybody for that. And we do have, back to regular business, the Board of Appeals is looking, we have a vacancy there that we really need. The board can't really function unless it has a quorum, and it's really hard when you don't have a full board. So we really need someone to step up and apply for the Board of Appeals. The animal shelter has a promotion, the Linda Kelly Animal Shelter down on 231. It's called Thanks for Giving Me a Home. That event will run through Saturday, November the 29th. It's in celebration of National Adopt a Senior Pet Month, and Thanksgiving adoption fees will be waived for animals that are 8 years or older. So animals of all ages are available for adoption. They have cats, dogs, rabbits, roosters, pigs, and more. But for until November 29th, there's no adoption for senior animals that they have in housing. And everyone knows this is a week of Thanksgiving, and we want to hope everybody has a very, very happy Thanksgiving and gets together with their families to celebrate all the great things that we have before us today. The last item under public service announcements is the animal shelter Animal of the Week. And I see a small crate, so I'm assuming it's not a horse.
Be a turkey. I was going to say.
If it's a turkey, he's in.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I needed a little assistance this morning because they're a little squirmy. Today we have espresso and matcha. This one right here is matcha, and that one is espresso. Come here, baby. They are about 9 weeks old, and they are already spayed and neutered and ready for their forever home. So, yeah.
This is very scary.
I think they're a little nervous about what's happening. But they're very playful. And like I said, they're ready. They're up to date on vaccines. And come on down. We do have some seniors. I was going to bring a senior cat today. But they were in the middle of cleaning and eating. They had just gotten fed. So I didn't want to pull that away. But next week, that's what we want here.
How's capacity right now?
Huh?
How's capacity right now?
Cats, we're pretty over capacity. Yeah, we actually made another room into a cat room for right now. Pulled some cages in. For some reason, we're getting quite a bit of cats. Dogs, we're still up there, but we're managing. We've had quite a few good adoptions here recently too. So.
Well, hopefully with the holiday season, you know, folks always think about buying.
Yeah.
That they come see us first.
Yeah. And we do have a ton of guinea pigs right now. We even have baby guinea pigs. We have hamsters, which we don't have often, but they're very sweet ones.
Just no snakes?
No snakes. No, we haven't had a snake for a while, so I'll be sure to call you when we do.
Yeah, thank you.
And these kids are free for adoption until we meet again. So you can get a kitten or a senior animal for free.
Yes, yes.
Can't beat that deal.
Nope, and we have quite a few dogs and cats that are seniors. So come on in. You know, they're sweet and looking for their forever home. So they are ready to just run and play right now. I know.
All right.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
So the next item on the agenda is proclamations. We have two today. The first one is World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. Commissioner Ireland.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do, and if you would, talk about your software just a little bit.
My name is Jessica Gattano. I am the transportation planner for Calvert County Planning and Zoning. I'd like to thank you guys for the opportunity to recognize this event. The World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims is observed annually on the third Sunday in November. This day honors those who have been tragically lost, those who have tragically lost their lives or suffered serious injuries in road traffic incidents, while also acknowledging the profound impact on their families, the community, and our first responders. In 2023, the Board of County Commissioners approved the development and adoption of the Calvert County Strategic Roadway Safety Plan. Since then, the Calvert County Traffic Safety Council was reinstituted, and it included collaboration on a regular basis with our partners at the local, state, and nonprofit level. This time last year, when we recognized this event, the county had 14 fatalities on our roadways. Currently in 2025, we only have 2 confirmed fatalities. While we acknowledge that even one life lost on our roadways is too many, we are optimistic that we are working towards our shared goal of 0 deaths in Calvert County roadways. And to discuss the new software that we have, it's called Crash, and it is local data that we are getting bi-weekly. So we have the most up-to-date crash software information so that we can move to improve all of our initiatives for 0 deaths. So I'd like to the members of the Traffic Safety Council here today to join me as we recognize and reaffirm our deep shared commitment to creating safer roads for all. And I will come get you if you don't come up.
Please come up, introduce yourselves, tell them about your part on the Traffic Safety Council.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kara Buckmaster. I'm here representing the Department of Public Safety on the Traffic Safety Council. We support the council with hazard information and countywide assessments. And other members of the department include emergency communications. They help with the mapping and GIS aspects of it. So.
Thank you. Sergeant Cripps.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. I'm with the Support Services Unit with the Sheriff's Office. My team and I manage the traffic safety grants that we get through the Maryland Highway Safety Office, and we do enhanced high visibility traffic enforcement to try and get distracted driving, impaired driving, speed enforcement, and pedestrian and bicycle violations to get lower.
So real quick, the software that Jessica and the Traffic Safety Council bought and implemented, how's that helped you?
So we can use that to identify hotspots of any of those 4 categories or combinations of them and direct our enforcement to those areas to better identify and address those issues.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. Dave McDowell, Director of Public Safety. It's an honor to be a part of the Traffic Safety Council and the hard work that they put in every day to try to make our roads safer. Commissioner Island and myself over the years and several other people in this room have responded to crashes in this county, and sometimes it's not a good ending. So anything we can do to educate ourselves and educate the public to reduce those incidents is more than worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Heather Howells. I am the EMS specialist for Calvert, and I sit on the Highway Traffic Safety and pulled all the EMS stats for the safety.
Thank you, Heather.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lieutenant Mearns, Commander of the State Police Barrack here in Calvert County. I want to thank Ms. Gaetano for all of her work coordinating this. It's almost like herding cats at some point. When you have so many people from so many different organizations representing and coming together to try to have a positive effect on traffic collisions and fatalities in this county. And I think that it's a testament to the data that's been collected and disseminated that really shows why maybe we are seeing a decrease in the fatal collisions in this county. So it's due in no small part to all of that work done behind the scenes, as well as the work that's done on the street every day by the men and women of the state police and the Calvert County Sheriff's Office. It's unfortunate, but I think we must recognize that fatalities and serious injuries are often a result of a choice, right? We all make choices every day. Everything is about a life's choice. Sometimes people choose to press a little bit harder on that gas pedal than they should, right? Sometimes people choose to pick up that phone, to take that call, to send that text, to watch that video while they're driving. That's a choice. And I just ask that everybody choose wisely and remind everybody that we remain unwavering in our commitment as the state police to ensure that Calvert County is a safe place to live, work, and visit.
Well said, Lieutenant.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Harvey, State's Attorney. As most of you know, the criminal penalties that attach to persons convicted of automobile manslaughter in the state of Maryland are frankly ridiculously low. Last year, Senator Bailey introduced legislation to double the punishment available for persons convicted of automobile manslaughter from 10 to 20 years. The legislation passed unanimously out of the Senate. Unfortunately, it died in the House of Delegates without even coming up for a vote. I've spoken to Senator Bailey. He intends to reintroduce the legislation this year. We're looking forward to the opportunity to discuss it up in Annapolis. I expect it'll pass again unanimously out of the Senate. So we need all of those people who are concerned about this legislation to get in touch with their representatives in the House of Delegates, specifically Delegate Luke Clippinger, who is in charge of the House Judiciary Committee, and ask him to let us have a vote this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Thanks for staying on top of that. I'm sure Senator Bailey's going to do his part as well.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Timothy Marr. I'm the Deputy State's Attorney. I've had a hand in prosecuting some of these cases, manslaughter cases that Mr. Harvey just mentioned. These are tragic cases, as you know. Our office takes them very seriously, and we enjoy doing what we can to bring a modicum of justice to the victims involved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Christopher Monti. I'm a prosecutor with the State's Attorney's Office. I handle also some of the motor vehicle crashes. I'm also on the council. I think the software that we've got has been great because it's shown obviously hotspots we have to monitor. It's also been able to aggregate reasons for the crashes. So we're able to do the mock crashes, talk to the schools, talk to the young population about ways to avoid to make sure these crashes don't happen in addition to the regular community. So I think the formation or having the council come back together has been great, and I think we've seen results. Knock on wood. There's plenty of wood in here, so knock on wood.
Good morning, Sheriff Cox. Thank you, Commissioner Allen, for presenting this morning for this proclamation. But thanks to the council, the work that they put in to keep our roads safe, and thank you to the state troopers and the deputies that work hard. I think the number was 14. Now we're down to 2. One's too many. But if we can drive safely on our roadways, we have a lot of young drivers. We have a lot of elderly drivers too as well. So please be patient. I know our roadways have not really expanded much since I grew up here. So we're working on fixing that in some of the road areas. So funding is always an issue with that with the state. So please be patient with us. Please be patient out there. Stay off your phone and drive safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you for putting your guys on the road and gals on the road and enforcing our traffic laws. And you know, it's great to see the Traffic Safety Council come back together. It was huge years ago under the direction of Ms. Jennings. Kind of went stagnant for a while, and Ms. Gaetano has stepped up and really got the ball rolling on that, especially that new software, which is very impressive. You get an opportunity. She's actually going to work on dashboards at a public SMX. That's correct. That being said, I'll read the proclamation. Whereas under the leadership of the Calvert County Department of Planning and Zoning, Calvert County Sheriff's Office, Calvert County Department of Public Works, and the Maryland State Police, an interim SRSP for 2023 to 2025 has been developed with the guidance of the Calvert County Traffic Safety Council, which collaborates regularly with local, state, and nonprofit partners to ensure effective implementation of roadway safety measures. Whereas efforts to improve road safety in Calvert County focus on a comprehensive approach, including education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency response, with the goal of reducing traffic-related fatalities and serious injuries. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Calvert County Board of County Commissioners recognizes the World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims commemorated on the third Sunday of November each year. Be it further proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners expresses gratitude to all who work tirelessly to enhance roadway safety and protect lives. Given under our hands and sealed this 18th day of November, 2025, signed by all 5.
Ask everyone to squish in a bit. Mr. Gressel, let's scoot up. All right. 3, 2, wait. There we go. 3, 2, 1. And I think we got it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good seeing you as always.
So for the public hearing, you're going to see if there's anybody on the teams. Okay.
Yeah, you can just turn them in so Kate, my daughter. Hold on.
I think she may while she's doing the presentation.
Yeah.
We'll still have time.
Next proclamation that we have today is for National Family Caregivers Month. Commissioner Grasso.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Lisa Cottle, and I'm from the Calvert County Office on Aging. I'm the long-term care manager. And as part of my work, I'm very fortunate that I get to speak with hundreds of caregivers every year. And they call asking for assistance, and sometimes they just call for a listening ear and for someone to reassure them that they're doing a good job. And I'm very pleased that I can do that. But just to give you an understanding of the impact family caregivers have in Maryland, 976,000 Maryland adults are caregivers, which is 1 in 4. And an additional 450,000 expect to become caregivers in Maryland in the next 2 years. And many of those caregivers are caring for more than one person at a time. Thank you. I'm short. So 3/4 of caregivers manage household tasks, and over half of these caregivers manage personal care. And that's a daunting task. They use their own time and their own money to take care of not only their own family, but friends and neighbors. So the goal of this year's theme for National Family Caregivers Month is to plug into care, which gives access to the right tools, support, and community. Caregivers often feel isolated, and they're overwhelmed, and sometimes they're uninformed. And we want to connect them and prepare them and inform them with just the ability to call or to tap in on the internet to find information. So we encourage caregivers to contact the Calvert County Office on Aging for assistance in connecting to resources, training, support groups, and much more. And today we want to thank all of you commissioners in helping us honor the many caregivers in Calvert County. So I'd like to ask Susie Meador to come up. She's been a big help in providing caregiver grants to the many caregivers that call and apply for those grants. And for any caregivers in the audience who are here, I would love for them also to come up. So we invited them, but I know that they're busy caring for their loved ones, so they may not be able to attend. But we do want to thank you for this opportunity to honor our caregivers.
Before you turn it over, if there was a caregiver and they had been caring for a loved one for just weeks and months on end, what could you provide to give them relief?
Well, unfortunately, we have very limited funds.
Okay.
But we do have $500 caregiver grants that we provide once per calendar year. We also ask that they contact our Maryland Access Point team, which is with our Office on Aging, to see what programs they may be eligible for. We have lists of home health agencies. We have our own loan closet with medical equipment and incontinence supplies. And we also connect them with the Maryland Medical Reuse program, which has warehouses full of medical equipment that they could have access to. So there's a lot of different things. We have about 6 support groups right now in Calvert County.
Oh, that's good.
4 of them are Alzheimer's based.
Okay.
And then, of course, every year we do our Tri-County annual caregiver event, which is a big event. It's wonderful. It's an all-day event with speakers and trainings and vendor tables. And then we just did a Dementia Live event with the Alzheimer's, the Hospice of the Chesapeake, where people actually went through a virtual scenario of what it's like to have dementia. And we had 19 people attend that. And we're currently doing our Empowered Caregiver series, which was one a month, started in August, and it ends in December, where caregivers can connect virtually and get information on different resources and how-to tips on how to care for someone with dementia. So we try to do various things throughout the year to
It's
assist
tough.
them
It's
with
tough.
the funding that we have.
Yes, thank you. You want to come on up?
Did you have a caregiver?
Hi.
So my name is Joan Faust, and I'm an RN, was an RN care manager. I am retired. Excuse my throat today. But for 21 years, I worked with a staff of 8 that I brought together to help seniors wherever they are, whatever they need, as RNs and social workers. And that is up in Washington, D.C. at this time, but I'd love to see more of that down in Calvert County. So as I retired, I wrote a book about how caregivers can speak with the people they're working with in a different way sometimes to help them give care without resistance. It seemed to me in my work that there often was resistance because I know for myself, I tell my daughter, oh boy, I'm going to be pushing you. I want to do what I want to do, so be careful. And there's a lot of that, and I understand. But we have ways of dealing with it. So I wrote a book on it, and currently what I do in Solomon's, where I live, is I help at the mission down there. So I lead a caregiver support group for anybody who's a caregiver. And you know, a lot of people are reluctant to come to caregiver support groups because they don't want to talk or they think they're going to cry. And so the last time we just had 2, but I'm working on helping people in the county know that's available to them. It's the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of every month at 1:30. In the new year, we might start it differently. We're checking out what the best time is to have caregivers come. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
I do want to add, we have support groups throughout the entire county. They're both in person and virtual. So a person just needs to contact me, and I can give them that list, and they can decide which one is the best for them.
Can you give your name and phone number, please?
It's Lisa Cottle with the Calvert County Office on Aging, and you can reach me at 410-535-4606, extension 8755.
Thank you. Come on up. Did you want to say anything? No. Okay. Okay. Well, I have read your book. You and I met at, I want to call it a seminar on aging, but that was a wonderful exercise for everybody the whole day. I think what the biggest problem is just getting the word out there. It definitely is. I have a friend now who is going through something, and I find caregivers, they don't want help. They want help, but they don't want help, and they don't know where to go. My husband was very fortunate to care for his mother in the last days of her life, and 2 years ago my dad passed, and 8 years before that my mom passed, and we have such a big family. We were able to give the care. With Daddy, we had 24/7 care, but being the oldest of 8, one of us was in the house at all times, so he knew his children were there. It was my sister's home, and she had 7 siblings always there, and she had paid help. She got down. She really got down, and we had to encourage her. Go on the business trip with Kevin. Go on the vacation. Get out of here, because it is very... when you love someone and they've been a part of your life and you're watching them pass, it's such a gift to be able to be there to help them. But it's very sad, and I think people are really looking for those they can talk to. How to navigate this, how to deal with caregivers who come into the home, and maybe some of your siblings don't think that's the care that should be given, you know. So we found a lot of support through hospice. We never thought on Kent Island or in Montgomery County to go to an office on aging, but it's nice to know you're here, and I hope the public is hearing this, and I hope you continue with your outreach, because as we are an aging population, your services are going to be greatly needed. Thank you all. Okay, here's the proclamation. Whereas National Family Caregivers Month is an annual national observance in November, developed by the Caregiver Action Network to recognize the 90 million family caregivers in the United States. And whereas family caregivers are devoted individuals who offer endless hours of care and support to loved ones in their homes and communities with the sole purpose of sustaining quality of life. Whereas caregiving for a loved one can be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job, which can lead to burnout and compassion fatigue. This year's theme, Plug into Care, which focuses on connection, helping caregivers easily plug into vital support tools, trusted networks, and educational resources that can make the caregiving journey less overwhelming and more supported. And whereas the Calvert County Office on Aging continues to offer assistance and support through several means, including providing caregiver grants for respite, consultations, education, and links to resources and community programs. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Calvert County that the month of November be known as National Family Caregivers Month in Calvert County, recognizing caregivers for the devotion, dedication, and support they provide to their family members and loved ones. Be it further proclaimed that the appreciation of all Calvert County citizens is hereby extended to all family caregivers for their efforts. And this is given under our hands and sealed this 18th day of November, 2025, signed by all 5 of your county commissioners. Put this in the middle.
So the next item on the agenda is appointments. Ms. Emily?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I feel quite honored to be the first person sitting in this seat today. My name is Emily Shreves, Constituent Services Specialist, here with several appointments to our volunteer boards and commissions for your consideration today. The first is the Economic Development Advisory Commission. Staff recommends that you appoint Larissa Pfeiffer to the Economic Development Advisory Commission, and following this action, 1 vacancy would remain.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Second is for the Employee Recognition Committee. Staff recommends that you appoint Alice Merkel as the Calvert Marine Museum representative of the Employee Recognition Committee, and following this action, 1 vacancy would remain.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Third is for the Environmental Commission. Staff recommends that you appoint Trevor Hume-Bulansky to the Environmental Commission, and following this action, 3 vacancies would remain.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Fourth is for the Heritage Committee. Staff recommends that you appoint Nicole Penix, Trevor Hume-Bulansky, and Scott Gray, and reappoint Esther Rim and Pat Melville to the Heritage Committee. Following this action, 1 vacancy would remain.
So moved. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. For the Administrative Charging Committee, staff recommends that you appoint Patrice Evans to the Administrative Charging Committee, and following this action, no vacancies would remain.
So moved. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Last is for the 2026 Maryland Association of Counties Legislative Committee. This is a bit different. This isn't for one of our volunteer boards and commissions. I do have a memo, but for time's sake, I can forego it. Essentially, this is just a committee that represents all the Maryland counties for the Maryland General Assembly session. The recommendation is to appoint Commissioner Mark Cox as the 2026 MACO Legislative Committee representative and Commissioner Todd Ireland as the alternate.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
Emily.
Emily.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, Department of Public Parks and Recreation Hall Aquatic Center HVAC and roof replacement budget adjustment and a project approval.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
By way of introduction, my name is Lydia Wells. I'm the Deputy Director for the Department of Parks and Recreation, and I'm joined by my colleague.
Good morning. I am Brandon Medea. I am the Aquatics Division Chief.
Morning.
We are the only hearing scheduled for today. The hearing was duly advertised, and the certificate of publication has been made part of the record of this hearing. Citizens are invited to provide comment after the presentation has concluded. Anyone here in person wishing to speak must sign in on the sign-in sheet that's located next to the attorney. With that, I will read the memo. Background. On October 21st, 2025, the Board of County Commissioners approved work order number 143818 with Centennial Contractors Enterprises Incorporated for the replacement of aging HVAC systems and the installation of a new thermoplastic polyolefin roofing system at the Edward T. Hall Aquatic Center. Discussion. Calvert County is working with Centennial Contractors Enterprises Incorporated to complete Capital Improvement Project CIP 000150 Hall Aquatic Center HVAC and roof replacement. Centennial has submitted a final detailed scope of work and proposal for the replacement of the HVAC systems, the thermoplastic polyolefin roofing, and the polycarbonate roof panels. The proposal includes all required mechanical, electrical, roofing, and scaffolding work. The total cost of CIP 00105 is $8,715,000. Of that amount, $7,015,821 is currently budgeted and available for the project. A budget adjustment of $2,569,179 is required to fully fund the project and provide the necessary resources to purchase new polycarbonate roof panels and alternate gable ends. This adjustment includes the final project funding. These upgrades are essential to ensure the safety, efficiency, and long-term operation of the county's primary aquatic facility. Fiscal impact. The total cost of the project is $8,715,000. A budget adjustment of $2,569,179 is requested from Capital Improvement Project CIP 000021. Conclusion and recommendation. The Department of Parks and Recreation requests that the Board of County Commissioners conduct a public hearing and that the public record remain open for 10 days following the hearing. In accordance with Local Government Article 9-105, any action by the board to adopt the recommended budget adjustment must be deferred until at least 10 days after the hearing. Coordination, the Department of Public Works and the Department of Finance and Budget. Any questions?
I know when we had this in front of us before, I mean, basically, we're kind of stuck. It's going to be shut down for all this time and all. But 8.7 is a lot of money. typically these systems don't last that long. Are we getting any guarantees from the people putting this in, or any type of parameters of how long this is going to last? Or are we going to be back, well, not us maybe, but another group back here in like 10 to 15 years to do this all over again? Because the pool's not 15 years old.
Yeah, so the hope with this plan, all of the systems have been engineered to be working in an aquatic environment. We know that that environment can be challenging, but through the newer systems that are being installed and the roofing panels, we do anticipate a longer lifespan than we have currently seen from this system. It is just the upgrade in technology from where it was in the past.
It also sounds like we have learned a lot from the first system and what is needed in the building. Okay, that's good. Let me ask you another thing. This is going to go out for 10 days. Once this is approved, are we still on track to finish by October? Is this holding us up at all?
No, we are still on track to be able to complete by October.
Okay.
We had our kickoff meeting yesterday. We were establishing timelines, and we are still on track at this point. This should be the final project funding for this project that will allow us to complete the project through its end, purchase the remaining roof panels as part of the project, and establish a contingency fund for any challenges that may occur during the construction.
Thank you.
And you may not have this now, but can you get some details on how much responsibility the contractor having for how long? We've just had so many of these public projects that have fallen apart. You know, they look great when you look at them, but, you know, I mean, I'm not going to call out certain buildings, but just of recent, the last 2 or 3 buildings we've done has been a disaster, and the person walks away, and yet we've paid the bill in good faith, and it doesn't look like it, at 8.7, I don't, you know what I mean? It looks like we're paying full price. I mean, we're not skimping corners here, and it doesn't seem like we get the duration. Bob, can you address that maybe?
Yes, sir. Bob Brenham, Director of Parks and Recreation. So part of what we did in anticipation of this build was the requirement was they had to have experience in building natatoriums, because as the Division Chief of Aquatics stated, it's a very challenging environment. It's a very corrosive environment. So we don't know that we got that in the first build. And to your point, the building is actually right about 15 years old. It was 2010. We have expectations that this will survive those harsh conditions a lot longer. We did require the experience and expertise on a company that can not only work in the environment, we have also asked for things like shelf-ready parts. So we've had issues in the past where things had to be manufactured. They had to make a part as a replacement in order to complete a repair. So we've looked for items that are shelf-ready, that we can get our hands on, and we can do the appropriate repairs if when needed. So we have done our due diligence in ensuring that we're selecting the right type of equipment with support through Public Works, of course. And we do have assurances that this is more appropriate. And it not only addresses the HVAC and the roof, the lighting system is being upgraded. As it stands now, in the interest of your time, I won't give you all the details, but we have to drain the pool, build a scaffolding, and change a light bulb. That's a poor design. So now, for the lack of a better description, it's a cantilevered system where we can lower the lights. We no longer have to change the socks over the piping over the pool once a year to have them washed. Same thing, you have to drain the pool, build a system to get to them and remove them. So everything was done with the interest of limited disruption to services. That makes it not only much more economically feasible for the county to absorb the cost to do these maintenance and repair, but the longevity is built into it with the experience and expertise that we required in this build.
Because you walked me through one project where you caught mistakes, and no disrespect, but your job title shouldn't be the guy that catches that, but yet you did. So and obviously I don't know if you're a pool expert. That's why we hire these folks. And like I said, so I guess 15 years, boy, time does fly. But yeah, I don't want another board back here, and that bill won't be 8.7. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agreed.
And I know you're very proactive, and obviously, hopefully, we've learned a lot from when it was very first put in. But that's just my concern that they do the work and then they walk away, and then we're sitting here going, now we got to put money back in to fix something we already paid for.
Yeah, we can give you the specifics on the warranties, but there are warranties built in for not only equipment but also labor, and we can provide full details on those. But as stated, being proactive going in, we tried to design with support, again, through Public Works, what's appropriate for that building. It's not building a home or a commercial building like this for an HVAC system. There's a lot of other things to consider.
Always has been.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
It's a beautiful facility, but it is a challenge. It's an operational challenge for sure.
So Bob, just for the people listening today, the next big ticket item is what, 3 to 5 years out? We understand for the,
Roughly, yes, sir. So the next anticipated expense at the Indoor Aquatic Center would just be reshelling the pools. The pools are expected to be reshelled every 7 to 10 years. We just completed that recently, so it will be in the CIP in out years towards the end of the plan now. But that's the next anticipated major project for the Indoor Aquatic Center. We always put some money in the capital improvement project to address some ADA upgrades as needed, or some of the amenities of the pool, some of the features that the kids enjoy or the families enjoy. You know, they have a lot of usage, so that's nominal. It's not a major repair, but you could see some of those. But the largest ticket item anticipated would be the pool shelves.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
ADA, is that up to speed?
We are within standard. We did do the ADA transition plan with the county. You're well aware of that. And the needs of all of Parks and Recreation, as well as the whole county, were addressed in there. And it's more extensive than even most of us think. I'll give you a quick example. They actually open a door and let it go and time how long it takes the door to close. There's an actual expectation of how slowly that door can close. So we did have the pool fully assessed, and there is nothing major that needs to be addressed as far as ADA accommodation. Some minor things like hitting a button with an outward-facing door to allow access to someone with mobility issues. But again, nominal things that have all been addressed in the ADA transition plan and will be addressed, through the plan with buildings and grounds.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So Bob, I just want to thank you and your staff for all your hard work working with, all our swim teams and swim clubs in the high schools. I know it's going to be a challenge, and we're going to continue to try to meet their needs and see what else we can do to help them along. But thank you guys for doing what you did there.
Thank you. I stated earlier, they received a wonderful, not me, I had nothing to do with it, Brandon and his team. They did a great job with the swim meet from this past weekend, one of the largest they've entertained, and the club actually stated that it was the best swim meet that we've hosted here in Calvert County since the inception of the building. So they're doing a great job, and they are looking to accommodate all the users of that facility, be it swim team, lap swim, programs. We'll do our best to certainly accommodate everyone, to displace as few people as possible during this limited but definitely needed disruption.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion?
We keep the record open for 10 days.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to keep the record open for 10 days. Is there any discussion on that motion?
Mr. President, just for the record, there was nobody online and nobody
Sorry.
signed up to speak. Thank you.
Okay.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We were running just a few minutes behind there, sir. I think
Yeah,
he was trying to play catch up.
Yeah. According to our standard, we're way behind. Thank you. Next item on the agenda today is consent. We have 5 items under consent today. Item 1, Department of Public Safety, approval of license agreements for hydronic stations at Breezy Point Beach and Lower Marlboro Pier. Item 2, Department of Public Safety Memorandum of Understanding on St. Mary's computer-aided dispatch CAD or CAD interference. Item 3, Department of Public Works Annual Report for the National Pollutant Discharge NPDES Permit Municipal Separations Storm Sewer System, which is the MS4 permit. Item 4, Department of Public Safety Business Associate Agreement with Diatech Computer LLC. Item 5, Department of Public Safety First Amendment to Huntingtown Tower Lease Agreement with New Singular Wireless, PCS AT&T. Are there any objections to those items listed under consent today?
None.
Have none?
Have none.
I move that we adopt and approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
I have a motion and a second that we adopt those items under consent today. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is new business. Item 1, Office of County Administrator, Interagency Commission on School Construction Local Funding Support Letter. Mr. Russell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Danielle Russell, my title about law, Capital Improvement Projects and Grants Manager. To my left, we have Shachita Warner with the Board of Education, Calvert County Public Schools.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're not really arguing on AC already on the first meeting, right? We're
I just
keep a tradition alive.
No AC.
I'll read the memo. The Code of Maryland Regulations, COMAR, establishes the criteria for calculating the state of Maryland's participation in eligible costs associated with public school construction. Each fiscal year, a request is made by the Board of Education to review the upcoming fiscal year's capital improvement program requests and sign the Interagency Commission on School Construction Letter of Support. The BOE has identified the projects below for FY27 state and local funding and is requesting the board's approval for state support. The BOE has identified construction funding for the replacement of Northern Middle School as priority 1, priority 2, the Sunderland Elementary School HVAC system project, receiving local funding for the design in FY24, $61,800, and for construction in FY26, $716,000. Priority 3 provides design funding for the Calvert Elementary Calvert Country project, and priority 4, the Plum Point Middle School curtain wall and skylight replacement project, received local funding in FY 2023 for design, $48,500, and in FY 2025 for construction, $410,000. The state share request is $4,982,979, and the local county share request is $12,915,310. The BOE's capital improvement plan budget always includes both state and local financial support. The FY 2027 local support is projected to be funded by debt and excise tax, and state or other non-local support will be listed under grants or other. Projects that do not include state support are not included in this letter. Conclusion recommendation, the Office of the County Administrator requests the Board of County Commissioners review and, if deemed appropriate, sign the Interagency Commission on School Construction Letter of Support. Any questions?
Maybe.
How about Northern Middle? Is that on track?
It is early yet to tell. Last time that I visited you in the prior facility, by the way, I just wanted to congratulate you. This is a beautiful facility, so happy to be here. It's wonderful to.
State didn't pay for any of it.
Yes, unfortunately. But as I stated last time, the contractor did have a pretty harsh winter, a wet spring. We are cautiously monitoring how the progress is going. It is a little early to tell. Our initial timing was to be able to open up for the upcoming school year. But we need to check and see, once the building is dried in, we'll have a much better idea. So,
okay. Thank you.
Do we have any safeguards in place if they go over the time promised that they will be charged fines?
We don't have liquidated damages built into the project. That is just on a specific time frame. We do have language within the contract that, based on the schedule, we would be looking at that and analyzing it on a case-by-case basis. There's not a, say, $5,000 a day, that kind of a set built in. So it kind of depends what exactly happens. So I would say that that's the best way to answer that question. I will say this, that they have a very specific schedule where once they complete the building, they are giving us about 4 weeks to be able to vacate the old building, because they have general conditions, they have staff, they have subcontractors out there. It is in their best interest to try to complete the project as quickly as possible, because it is money out of their pocket. It's their general conditions that are being dragged out. So once we vacate the building, the existing building, then they still have to demo that building, so and do the remaining site work. So the contractor has all of the interest in being able to complete the project as quickly as possible, because it's not just a completion of the existing facility or of the new facility and moving away. They still need to continue to be on site and finish up the rest of the site work, because it is a phased, well-occupied project where we build new, we demo the existing, and then they finish up the site work in terms of parking lot and paving and the stormwater management facilities. So,
do you think it would be fair to say that maybe the middle of January or towards the end of January, they can give us an update as to whether or not they are on target?
I think that would be very appropriate. We are kind of waiting till about end of December, so I think January we'll have a significantly better idea. And we've been speaking internally as well as to what that would look like in terms of the move and everything. So yes, I would say that would be a significantly better time frame for us to be able to report back.
And if you could email all 5 of us with an update, the middle or the end of January, it would be appreciated. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Sheeta, I know the state is committed on Northern Middle, the 2.9. Are there other projects? Are they committed, or are they on the state side?
That is a great question. They are never committed until they vote through the 100%. And, that is the 100% IAC approval occurs in May, then the governor adopts his budget. But I can say that we have been given a target allocation this year based on the CIP allocation of $280 million. And that allocation would be able to fully fund what you see for Northern Middle School. It would fund Sunderland Elementary, and it would fund, it seems, at least part of some of the design funding that we are looking for our Priority 3 project. I am not certain that Plum Point Middle would be funded, the curtain wall project. However, we do have an application with Maryland Energy Administration on that project, so we have a plan B. And if that happens to work out, which we will be finding out about that actually in February. So we'll learn about the outcome of that grant application prior to really the CIP. So that can actually be taken off the books. But we would, that would be an avenue for us to get that project done. I would say that's the best way that I can answer your question. I think that probably 90% of priorities 1 through 3 we should get from the state based on the target allocation that we've received this year.
Just based on the situation that the state's in, I'm just wondering how reliable state funding is going to be.
None of us know that. We're trying to find out, and really there is not any great information that we're able to get out of anyone, because I don't think they know themselves.
And how long will it take for the design work for Calvert Elementary and Calvert Country School to be complete?
So what we are trying to do, we are going to be seating really an ed spec committee. And because this particular facility would be unique, because it would be under the same roof, co-located, separate facilities. However, because the country school is a special needs, very unique type of facility, the type of facility and the pedagogy there today, the students that we have there today, the existing facility that they learn in really is no longer conducive to that population. We really need to be able to figure this out. We're going to be touring some similar facilities through the state. So that is going to yield the programmatic requirements. We anticipate finishing that up for Calvert Elementary and the country school facility by August of 26, bringing it to the Board of Education for approval, because they have to approve all of our programmatic requirements. Then at that point, sort of in parallel with that, we're going to be looking at the feasibility of what can be done on the site. We're looking at traffic study. We're looking at the requirements that are coming down from the state that we always have to comply with as far as high-performance green building. So, you know, whether it be LEED, green globes, we have to look at geothermal. We have to study that. The state requires us to study that. They require us to study solar. There are a lot of things as a school district that we have to do. We can do those feasibility pieces early. That's what we plan on doing with this design funding, is get a head start on that and really begin to analyze those pieces. However, we want to be careful. We want to be able to get planning approval from the state. So when we go in for planning approval, which we're not doing in FY27, we're going to go for planning approval in FY28 with the state, because we have to get the programmatic requirements submitted to the state. They won't even consider us for planning approval in 27, so we have to look at that in 28. And so the timing works with that. And so once we get the planning approval, we will have the concept design done. We'll have a lot of these studies done, and we will move forward with the schematic design. So we don't anticipate completing design until I would say about April of 2030, something like that.
Okay, very good.
I know that was a long-winded answer, but it's
that's
it's a
perfect.
fairly involved process.
Motion?
Mr. President, I move that we approve and sign the Interagency Commission on School Construction Letter of Support.
Second.
A motion and a second that we sign the letter. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item under new business, Department of Public Safety, resolution delegating authority to access the centers for Medicaid and Medicare.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yes, it's still morning.
Well, Commissioner Hance, you already read the introduction, so yes, we are here in support of new business number 2, and Deputy Director Dowd will share the memo with you now.
Good morning, Crystal. The background, the Department of Public Safety is currently in the process of transitioning to a new third-party emergency medical services billing vendor, Digitech Computer LLC. With this transition, an authorized official is needed to access specific information for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Identity and Access Management System, CMS-INA, to support back-end processes and ensure a smooth transition as new vendor implementation occurs. Discussion. CMS-INA permits authorized officials to approve surrogacy requests through Access Manager or staff end user roles. Designated staff members may manage the account and perform administrative functions on behalf of an organization. Currently, the Board of County Commissioners are the designated authorized officials for CMS-INA. The Department of Public Safety now has a billing and compliance coordinator staff member responsible for administrative functions related to EMS billing. A resolution is required to allow a designee on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners to act as an access manager or staff end user. There's no fiscal impact for this request, and our recommendation is that from the Department of Public Safety recommends the Board of County Commissioners adopt the resolution granting the billing and compliance coordinator position the authority to establish and maintain an access manager or staff end user role on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners.
The Cliff Note version for those listening of what this really is.
Yes, currently the legal authority for Medicare and Medicaid services lies with the Board of County Commissioners. We do have a position within public safety that manages our EMS billing accounts. So this would allow that person to be designated by the board to. Yes.
How far out are we from the new transition?
December 1st.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. This billing, you've been working on finding a resolution for a while, haven't you?
Yes, we've been transitioning for quite a while. We
I want to say back in June. I don't have the exact date of when we signed. Our contract was started with the new vendor, but our implementation date was is determined to be December 1st, and we're on track for that to occur.
Good. Thank you.
Motion.
Yes, sir.
I move that we adopt and enact a resolution granting the billing appliance coordinator position the authority to establish and maintain an access manager or staff end user role on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion?
None.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a presentation, Department of Community Resources, Housing Authority of Calvert County Annual Update. Director Moreland, well, or Matt.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good,
Come
yeah. Good morning. Jacqueline Calvert, Deputy Director, Department of Community Resources, and I'm the County Liaisons for the Housing Authority Board. And so I'm joined here today with Sean Kingston, our Executive Director of the Housing Authority, along with their Board of Commissioners. And we're going to give our annual update. Do you want me to? Okay. You started? You already have it up. Very good.
Oh, cool. Cool. Okay.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'd like to introduce a couple of our chairman,
Please come up
Mr.
to the
Gorman?
mic so people can see you online.
Mr. Gorman, Dr. Gossett, and the Director of Rental Services, Amy Crisp.
And we're going to keep it snappy.
We are going to keep it snappy, I was told. You want to click?
You take whatever time you need.
Pardon?
Take whatever time you need.
Take whatever I need.
If you got extra that you can lend me.
I think when you look over the purpose, you see the county and the housing authority have a shared goal and responsibility, and that's where we stand. I'm obviously not going to read every slide. I know everybody here can read, and I don't like PowerPoints and someone reads the slides to me, so that's it. But our team at a glance, we only have 13 employees. We're managing $6 million, hundreds of families, so it's a task, but we're doing well. We've suffered through COVID, and with the price increases, and we did great. We serve seniors with disabilities, veterans, we have a special program for veterans, working families, and the Housing Authority is an economic engine to the county. $6 million comes into the county from sources outside the county, and we invest it right back into the county. Every landlord that we pay is a county landlord. There are some port provisions, so it gets complicated. It was 99.5%. All the money we get from the federal government stays right here in Calvert County. We have to be very, very careful that we don't drive the price of housing up in Calvert County. Because when you're demanding so much rental property, we'd be very cognizant of the fact that we can push prices up. So sometimes we have landlords that argue with us because it's rent reasonableness, it's not rent reasonable. HUD publishes a fair market rent every year. That has nothing to do with what a unit will rent for. It's all different. You can see on our funding for our cash flow that we do get 69% of our money from the federal government. 29% is from our rental units that we own and we lease out. 1% from the county and 1% from the state. That 1% from the county is very, very, very appreciated. Without it, it would make a huge hole. So I want to thank you for that. It looks low on this chart, but in reality, it's a blessing. The families that we serve, 75% are at the 30% or below area median income. That's a federal requirement. We can service up to 80%, but you can see what show how low a 30% income is. Family of four making $47,600. Family of one making $33,350. Those are the maximum levels. We have a lot of families making a lot less than that we service. You good? Are you clicking?
Yep.
I'm on a different screen than you. Well, we can go from the screen. The Housing Authority is the fair service provider for the county. If a complaint comes in about fair housing, we handle it first, and then we move it on either to a federal level, which has pretty much been closed down under the new federal administration, but the state still has a response. So we work with the state more than we work with the federal government on equal opportunity.
It's the same as.
Yeah, she cut it down, so I had to get in there.
I like to trip them up.
It's your fault.
Like I was saying earlier, what we do is complex. It really is. And one of the biggest things that we need to notice is we don't provide emergency housing. And that's one of the big things that folks think. If something happens, something burns down, and we know we just had a fire. You guys know we just had a fire. And Ms. Crisp is working diligently within the regulations to see how we can help these families. And we're going to, I think you already figured out five of the families that we're going to assist under federal regulations. But we don't have emergency housing. DSS sends us somebody and they come in, they say they're homeless, issue them a voucher. I couldn't issue my brother a voucher. Okay? It's a process. I really could. I'm capable of it. I really wouldn't. You know, we don't go to jail. So that's one of the big fallacies. People think you can come to the housing authority, we'll give you a voucher, and you're on your way. Okay? Voucher lists around the country are years and years and years and years behind. Usually 5 to 10 years, depending on which jurisdiction you're looking at. So that's it. And you've read everything else on there?
Wait,
Yes.
Senator, so you are able to provide, okay, you know where locations are for housing that is available. So while you might not be able to provide that housing, you can assist by.
We have, some of the folks in there were voucher holders. Some of them might be qualified for what's called family unification program because none of this be displaced from their family, their children could be displaced. So there's a separate program for FUP, so we can work with DSS and try to bring them under that. We don't have the housing, but Amy's been reaching out to landlords and already has commitments from 3 different landlords, I believe, Amy?
Yes.
3 different landlords to help house these families.
And that's part of the workshop series that we've been doing with the Housing Authority. We had one, I believe, last month down at Southern Community Center where we're having landlord and tenant workshops to educate on partnerships and best practices and being a renter and also being a landlord and new law updates. And that is something that the Housing Authority has done to try and build those landlord relationships and help increase the access to the rental market for the clients.
I was keeping it brief.
Thank you.
I know.
No, I appreciate the question. Thank you. As you can see, the cost of housing is just accelerated so fast in every jurisdiction. You know, it's just not Calvert. It's all over the place. So to be able to afford housing is very difficult. And I'm not sure the Housing Authority can do anything about that other than build low-income housing tax credit properties, which you supported in the past. I appreciate that. That's how Southern Pines 1 and Southern Pines 2 were built, using LIHTC. But we do need to get some family housing, and we're working on some grants in that area. This is a typical, what it costs to rent typically. That's on an average unit. Nothing that's extravagant. No marble, no counter, modest housing. That's all we're allowed to lease and use, and HUD does that. Okay, this is pretty much explained. The Housing Authority and the Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners, I'd also like to explain, for the Housing Authority, they're not paid. Under federal regulations, they can't be paid. The only time they can be paid is after 1 year severance from the Housing Authority. So I appreciate their time, their expertise in coming in. They review our financials, suggest projects, and help us grow. 2 couldn't be here today. 1 is Ms. Hooker's taking care of her father in Texas, and Ms. Walsh just had surgery. We get a tremendous amount of support out of the board. So I do appreciate that. Go ahead. You click away. The board. Oh, this is we tried this a couple years ago. You might remember, Commissioner Hart, when we had a commission on housing, but it didn't go anywhere. I don't know if we can revise that or have more. We need more talks. We just need to get together more often.
Jennifer's pretty in tune, you know, with looking at new programs and revisiting back to there.
She is, but I think we need to get together more often. Jacqueline's been a great help, and just it's a problem that's got to be worked on, and it's not going to be solved here today or even tomorrow. But we need to talk about it and work on it. We can't do it without the cooperation of the county. There's just no way. Like I said, we're 13 staff. That's 3 staff levels less than when I took over. When the administration changed, HUD cut our admin fees. We work off the admin fees for HUD. That's how we get paid. We have unrestricted net proceeds and restricted net proceeds. So sometimes people look at our financial statement and say, you've got $1.5 million on your balance sheet right there in cash. It's restricted. It can only be used for housing assistance payments. And the reason HUD lets us have that much is because sometimes the government closed down and we don't get our money. So this is like a reserve when they close for short periods of time. So we use that money to pay for housing assistance payments to them. So.
And you're seeing a big shift too, you know, and young folks, you know, a lot of them don't, at 22 years old, 23 years, don't want a house payment.
Correct.
You know, and so that's changing, you know, what people want to build. Because if you're more established couple, you know, you're not looking for a starter type home.
Right.
So, you know, and it's driving, you know, there's so many factors driving that price. And then that puts back into the high density piece, and that's got its problems on itself too. I mean, it's a difficult conversation right now. When I bought my first house, there was a CDA loan. I'm sure you remember those. They were building ramblers and split foyers like they didn't make them anymore. But they were pretty easy builds. They were inexpensive, and it kind of, you know, answered that bell for affordable housing. But if you built a 1,300 square foot rambler right now, I mean, they would still slap $400,000 on it, where I paid $85,000 back in 1990. I mean, it's very difficult.
It's very complex, but that's why the talks need to continue.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't walk away and say this is too complex, we can't solve it. We need to work on it, just the way I feel.
Yeah, I don't know that the building community has a lot of want to when it comes to that, and I think they view those type places now into the high density where they can put 300 units.
I'm going to agree with you 100%.
You know, and which for me personally, I mean, you know, I've been very outspoken. I'm not a fan. I've always thought Calvert was a single family bedroom community. And I know you see the building shifts, the mentality to try to go to that. And, you know, for us, we had discussions earlier, you know, we still only have one road. You know, we had a safety thing today about, you know, and that doesn't change no matter how many apartments or high density, whatever they want to call it, built. We still have one road. So, you know, that's where we were built for, you know, the small little communities, and this transition is not working.
But our vendors or our businesses like we to shop in, they need employees. And we like to shop at the least expensive place.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to pay the minimum wage. Those folks need a place to live. 99.9% of the families, I have to remind this time and time again, are good families in our program. I know you get the complaints. I get the complaints. The problem is I see every complaint pretty much. So when I'm seeing every complaint, stigma hits in with me. That's something we're fighting, is the stigma on these programs, is that these people are violating. And poor Amy just had to remind me, Sean, it's not everybody, you know, just because you've got 5 cases this week. So, no, it's a very complex problem, but people need a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a waiting list now?
Businesses, we have it closed now except for senior housing. And
Can you explain why?
yes. There's a lot of okay. There are jurisdictions that never close their waiting list. Okay, and they will get 10, 15,000 folks on the waiting list. There are never 15,000 people waiting. Some have passed on, you know, gone to other locations. Some have died. Some are qualified. So there's never that many. So what a housing authority has to do when the list is that long, they have to start with the people that applied 10 years ago. So you're sending out lots of money to send those letters out. It's usually about $1 to send a letter between postage, printing it, and everything. It's a minimum of $1. So you send out 3,000, are you still interested letters? That's $3,000 now. So what I've done is I purged our waiting list down. We know we have the need in the community. I don't need to prove it by saying we've got 10,000 people waiting. I know we've got the need. We've got a homeless shelter right behind us. But what we do is we open our waiting list when we have vouchers available. Okay. So what that does is we'll open it for such a short period of time that we might only get 50 to 100 applications. But then when we send those folks letters, we know they're going to respond. It's not money wasted. They come in and they're leased within 3 months. Compared to people that, to get to that on a 10,000 waiting list would take years. Because you just send out a lot of stuff and you never hear anything back. And then you have to address the problem when you sent a letter to somebody that's been on the list for 10 years and you never got a response back, and the letter completely says, if you don't respond, we're going to move you from the waiting list. Well, they call you back a few years later and say, I never got the letter. So we're dealing with that. But we've been very efficient at leasing to our maximum volume by just keeping our waiting list closed, open it when we know there's slots that can be filled, and then filling those slots.
Do seniors get a priority?
Seniors we have 4 complexes that seniors are only there, so they have a priority there, and we have the senior list open now.
Good, because with the aging community that we are, they have it the most challenging.
Yeah, and the Disabilities Network would argue with that, but I'm going to agree with you, and it's both, so it's very complex. Yeah, so we have 4 complexes, as you're aware of, for senior housing. And Calvert Pines 1 has, they only ever pay up to 30% of their income towards housing. So when we raised the rents during COVID, we needed to raise them. You have to raise rents to cover maintenance. Everything got expensive. Their portion never went up. HUD's portion went up. Our portion went up. That was the right thing to do. We put in $500,000 new elevators in. So, we had to borrow money to do that. $500,000 for elevators. Elevators are expensive to run the program. But yes, so seniors do have a preference.
Good.
So within the Housing Authority, have you all done any long-range planning? You say you need another, Calvert Pines or whatever. Is there any long-range plan for land and of what's needed?
We gave the Housing Authority gave a piece of land back to the county. I think this building was originally supposed to be built there, I believe, right? The Fairview property, yeah. We owned a piece of property. I gave it back to the county, and with an agreement with the county to give land to the Housing Authority. That's been 5-6 years. What was it? New zoning that the county has approved. Commissioner Hart, like you said, density. The project I put together couldn't be done. We need density to make affordable housing.
And you're up against a lot because we all 5 ran against high density because our constituents do not want high density. They're losing their minds over what's going on in Prince Frederick and when 400, how many townhouses are coming, 276 or something?
Well, I think Magnolia is 400?
400
and then
coming.
the total build out will be close to 1,000, something like that. I think when you count everything that's in place and coming, I could be off on that.
With 400, you're putting another 1,000 cars on the road, and this community does not want it, so you're fighting an uphill battle.
I've zoning. I've been on the calls with zoning. So I've said I've been on calls with zoning. I've read your new zoning, and
right.
You got a call about it when we were having our workshop.
Yeah, I got a call. We're having a workshop. We all have the same goal, really. It's just how do we get there, right?
And our builders
satisfy everybody.
Our builders are building $700,000 homes. Down in the beach, you can't get anything. I hear for under $400,000.
That's what's in here. Yeah, my brother's a home builder, and he'll tell you he builds $700,000 to $1.5 million.
Yeah, they have no appetite to build anything else.
He makes more money on it. He builds a row of townhomes. He doesn't make as much money as he makes. Sure. He doesn't have to do that many settlements.
And there's a market.
And not to get off on a tangent, but all the costs that come with, say you put 400 units in one spot. How do you get them out of there? How do you school them?
I don't get at it.
You've seen just a very small snippet today of the CIP for schools. Millions and millions of dollars, and teachers got full classes now. I mean, and I'm probably wrong on the number. I believe it's close to $8,000 it costs to educate a child, just the county's portion. I believe is the number. So if you have 400 units and just say 200 of them have 2 kids each, you see how quick those dollars start adding up. Now you start going, does that property support the burden on the tax? Because does that property support paying in taxes? Let's say it's $16,000 just for the children. Or is that individual unit paying $16,000 in taxes? Probably not. That's not including the law enforcement, the EMTs, paid EMTs right now. So the cost of one single building, I mean, I know I get labeled as this guy that constantly rails against it, but just putting it out there to taxpayers, how much does that one unit cost the community? And that's why I say now seniors, you don't have that. Seniors, you don't have children in the school system. They're nowhere near the impact on the system that if you just build, say, 400 units and, seniors don't drive the roads typically as much. They're not commuting to work. And they volunteer in the community. I mean, so when you said the one guy would argue with me, I'm ready for that. I'll go with him all day long.
No, I'm not here to argue. Okay?
Yeah.
Period. It's a complex problem.
It is. And I know I have a 24-year-old child. I have another one that's 16. Where will they go? So I know these are real issues and, look around, but it's, like you said, was it your brother or what have you?
My brother's up, yeah.
So
But-
$700,000, that's not answering that call.
No, I understand that. It's a very complex problem.
Mhm.
The seniors, everybody wants to support seniors, but seniors don't make up the workforce for the small businesses around here. They need folks. When you drive through the example that Chair gave me was when you drive through Wendy's, you want somebody to hand that bag of food out that window to you. Where's that person going to live?
You're seeing
I
a
know
lot
for
of,
a
you're seeing a
fact-
lot of older folks doing that these days.
I know for a fact there's a lady that works at the Holiday Inn in Prince Frederick who's homeless, and she works there full time because she walks through the homeless shelter, and I've seen her and I talked to her.
Mhm.
So they're trying. I mean, I don't have the answers to everything. I don't have the answers to hardly anything. I think the older we get, the less we realize we don't have as many answers.
I think just about no matter where you go in the country, workforce housing and senior housing,
Same issue.
nobody can seem to come up with a perfect solution on it. It's just going to be something we're going to be battling for a long time.
Well, I was at a meeting where they were debating it, and one of the gentlemen was very bright and said the problem is with the Republicans and Democrats constantly fighting each other, nothing will ever change. Especially when it comes to affordable housing. Because right now, the administration doesn't want this program. Did you read the skinny budget from the federal government, from the President's budget, skinny budget? Yeah, this was to be eliminated and go to the state as a block grant. So, yeah, there's no appetite. And we fight all the time for funding, for projects. I did put a grant application I have now for Maryland Affordable Housing Trust to remodel Calvert Pines 1, the first floor, all the bathrooms for all the seniors. So we'll still work on what we can work on and do what we can do. And if I can find a piece of land that I can get set up for low-income working families, we'll figure out a way. It's difficult. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
And we've been looking at the list of county-owned properties to try and identify one. So we have been looking at just finding a property that's suitable in the right location and has, meets the needs of what the housing authority needs as well. We'll find the design in at some point.
I just don't like it being called the housing authority need. I mean,
Yeah, the community.
it is the community need, We have a mission. This is our mission. Some people hate it. There's so much stigma around it. You know that. We fight stigma. It is the hardest thing we fight. You talk to folks, they want it until it's in their backyard and they don't want it. But on a general consensus, if you go around people, should we help people? Should we help families be affordable? Should we help families be educated? Should we help give a lifting hand? Yes. Then you go to build something in their neighborhood? No. I got in here. I don't want
I
to
think
change.
too, and you're right, there's a lot of perception out there, but it's having the right vehicles too. When I told you about that CDA loan, you had to stay there for 5 years. That was a hand-up program. That was not, a bunch of builders come in, swoop it up, and then, rent them out for this was a vehicle to a young couple to get started in a starter home type thing. And so you take these apartment complexes or whatever, high density, whatever they want to call it, let's say they did a rent to own. Say they did a portion of it where a young couple could go in there and some of that rent goes towards an escrow account to help them put down on there. But like back to the one slide you had of how much money you needed to make, well, that young couple together is not going to, if you want to go back to that, what was it?
No, they won't make it. That's where there'd be some other kind of subsidy to get the price
right.
down.
But see, they don't have any appetite for that, So you're looking at this $3,000 a month rent. There's no rent to own. There's no workforce discounts. It's all called market rate. How does that help the community?
If you subsidize, if you take somebody that's working in the community, right, with no place to live, having a home.
Yeah, but $3,000 is not affordable.
Not without a subsidy. That's why there has to be some kind of subsidy.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
That's what the federal government does.
Right, but all that does is just keep them in there. So going back to the vehicle that I had, to get you in a starter home, now you had something to sell to help you to get into that $700,000 home or whatever it is. But you're locking in, well, not you, I'll say, but this model that we have out there is locking folks into this $3,000 a month rent. Where if you see what the cost of a new car or a used car even, so they have no money whatsoever to start working towards that 10%. Again, 10% down on 700,000.
Well, see, we do not on 700,000, but we do have programs. It's escrow programs for families that are working, where they can get up to. Some of them pulled out $30,000, $40,000. savings.
Right,
Now,
but that's not what's being offered in the new
Oh,
approach.
no, but if we build something, what we can do is we can do soft seconds. That's what I've done in the past. We might only build a $250,000 home because it's a starter home, right? But the mortgage payment that the family is making is only based on $100,000. Now, you're worried about them flipping. That's where the soft second comes in.
Right.
So if you get rid of this place within 7 years, the other mortgage kicks in. There's no payment on it. It just sits there as long as they have it. But the minute they sell it, then they either have to pay it off, depending on the time frame that they've been in there. Or if they've been in there long enough, they've built their equity. Now they can pull out $150,000 and go to
Now,
it.
will that start over again? So let's say a young couple goes in there, they do that program, they sell it. Now, to the person they sell it to, will that start over again where they start building equity?
You can restrict, you do a deed restriction, absolutely. You restrict the deed for affordable housing for so many years, correct.
Because that's a hand-up program.
Yes.
You know, and I'm all about that, you know, some type of vehicle to help a young couple get to that one place. But you haven't seen that out here. You know, we haven't seen the private market have any appetite for that at all.
That was done here in the county years ago, but it wasn't done correctly because they didn't do the soft seconds. And what happened was what you said. Folks got in the house, they can see all this money in their eyes, you know, and you don't have any money at all. You're poor, right? Low income. And you see $100,000, you jump on it.
Sure.
Most people do. Some do. If that's what happened, and you know what properties I'm talking about probably.
But at this point, I do want to kind of make our final remarks and give you some time back, but I know that you guys are busy today. So if there's any other questions, we're happy to follow up as well and provide additional information if there's anything you want us to research and get back to you or any other updates you'd like.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Please reach out anytime. I know Commissioner Hart, you will.
What gives you that idea?
Thank you for your time.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Next, the next item on the agenda is public comment.
Is there anyone in the room for public comment?
And we have none online.
Well, that brings us to commissioner reports. Commissioner Cox.
Thank you, Mr. President. I did attend the Farm Bureau dinner with Commissioner Ireland and Commissioner Grasso, and it was very well attended. Also, Commissioner Grasso and I attended the Veterans Celebration here at the courthouse. It was cold that day, but good turnout for it. Also, the Brick celebrated 10 years in business, so congratulations to Jason, Jordan, and Rhonda, and the whole entire staff over there. I do have some families to keep in your prayers this week. The Walber family, who lost a loved one, the Buckmaster family, who lost a loved one, and also the Williams family, who lost a loved one. So please keep these families in your prayers. Also, thoughts and prayers with all the families of the fire yesterday. There's a lot of ways we can help with these families. So around the giving time of Thanksgiving, let's keep these people in your prayers and do what we can for these families. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. You know, this is a special day for all of us up here, moving into this new building and one-stop shop. So thank you, everybody, for coming out today and enjoying this great day with us. And Thanksgiving is around the corner, so everybody enjoy some time with your family, and everybody have a blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you, Mr. President.
Commissioner Hart?
Just want to echo what Commissioner Cox said. My deepest condolences out to the families, and especially with the fire we just had. God, the holidays, it's never a good time. But I want to say thank you to all the first responders, everybody that went out there to help. And also, as Commissioner Cox said too today, I want to thank everybody that came out. A lot of history in that building that's transferred here. I want to thank commissioners that have come back, took some time out today to come in and do today with us. And with Thanksgiving, it's really a time to really reflect. It's been a tough year, it feels like, all the way around. I don't know what it is, but it's just been a tough year, and just give thanks to everything we have, and thanks to staff that helped put all this together, and just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Commissioner Grasso?
As Commissioner Cox said, we both attended, along with Commissioner Ireland, the Farm Bureau dinner. On Veterans Day, I went to Calvert School to attend a DARE graduation ceremony, and both sheriff's deputies who were there said that they had graduated from that program, and that's what inspired them to become sheriff deputies in our county. From there, I went on to the courthouse for the Veterans Day presentation or ceremony, and then I went to Chesapeake Beach later in the day for that. Last week, I made a film, and it's still being edited, but Rebecca Sayer of the Health Department, she met with me, and what we were trying to put out, and John Bennett was really great to work with, is an anti-vaping film. And I'm really excited about it. I know in the schools there's a big problem, so we're trying to get the message out there. Yesterday, I did go to Northeast Community Center, and Calvert County, they respond. They just respond. These people who were displaced, and I know it's going to be tough on them, but at least initially, they felt helped and loved by Calvert County. I want to thank Chief Stanton, Chief Gant, Jennifer Moreland was fabulous, Dave, Public Safety, both mayors were there. And let me just, I know we've got time coming against us, but let me just tell you, in the first hours, who was there for these people. Red Cross, Traders, Ladies of Charity, Bayside Baptist, Department of Social Services, Calvert County Public Schools, Southern Maryland Tri-County Community Action, Help Association, Rod and Reel, A Bed and Breakfast, Town of Chesapeake Beach, Bayside Baptist Church, Mobile Crisis Team, Walmart in Dunkirk, and the Cusick Foundation. In Calvert County, in a matter of hours, that many organizations came together to help these people. So bravo to county staff, bravo to our EMT people, to our firefighters, our mayors, and all of our Calvert County employees who continue to help in one way or the other, whether it's physically or with prayers. Thank you all. And happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all get to spend a nice Thanksgiving with your families. And we'll make sure these 14 or 13 families who were displaced, they will be cared for. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Mr. Arlen?
Echo what everybody said about the fire victims. Everybody keeping their thoughts and prayers, particularly coming into Thanksgiving. On Halloween, I did ribbon cutting for Trifecta Restaurant, which was the old Charles Street Brasserie on Solomon's Island. It's actually a family affair. Mother and two daughters took it over. The mother actually has a restaurant in Calvert Marina, and the daughter had a restaurant over in St. Mary's called The Local. But they all joined together, and hopefully they make a go of it. On the 3rd, I did a ribbon cutting for Juice Buzz and the Beanery Cafe. It's part of the shops at Solomon's. They're all young female entrepreneurs. You have Allie's, you have Shy Beauty, you have the Beanery and Juice Buzz, and they also allow vendors to come in. So I actually went back there Sunday because Sunday was their grand opening. I was in the area, and the place was packed. I mean, absolutely packed. It's good to see these girls' businesses thriving. On the 5th, did a ribbon cutting at Henson Vinyl, which was where I believe Prince Rhetoric Graphics was in Merrimack, and I also attended the Bricks 10-year celebration. On the 9th, Calvert Marine Museum, which was Sunday, had a Veterans Day service at the On Watch statue at the end of Dow Road. It was very well attended. Mr. Williams, a 99-year-old World War II veteran who actually lives in Calvert Pines, was in attendance in his wheelchair along with his family and several of his friends. Very much with it. It was fun to talk to him. I actually had the opportunity to talk to him for quite a while after the fact. Good news, the Christmas parade's December 13th. So if you're planning on, you have a group that wants to get in the Christmas parade, please do so. For years, I've had the privilege of working with Bob Hall Distributors, and they announced this morning that they're going to have the infamous Clydesdales here. So, good job to everybody who was involved in that. It's very cool. I look forward to...
We got close last year. This year...
Well, it happened. They were going to be here on the 15th, and they said, well, is there any way you can back it up to the 13th so that you can be part of a parade? And they were able to do so.
That's good.
So that's pretty exciting. We did a proclamation earlier today. At the end of the day, most of your traffic fatalities are caused by drinking and driving or inattentive. By all means, please drive safe over the holidays. Be safe, and everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving and time with your families.
Thank you. So I'm going to talk about what they didn't talk about. Saturday, I attended the NAACP Freedom Lunch, and they recognized Rhonda Thomas and Joyce Freeland for all the work that they do in our community. That evening, I attended the hospital gala at Rod and Reel. It was a great event. They sold it out. I didn't hear how much money they raised that night, but if you haven't been to the Rod and Reel, they're having a grand opening this Friday. It's amazing, especially where it was and where it is today. So you should stop in and take a look around. And unfortunately, I was out of town for Veterans Day, so I missed all those ceremonies. It doesn't mean I don't want to honor those veterans that served for us. But just to echo again, the victims of the fire recently, and I do want to talk about, we've talked about how much staff showed up. A lot of our staff, nobody called and asked them to go there that day. Our department heads went there and offered assistance in whatever way they can based on their department. So it just shows the kind of people we have working here in the county, and we can't say enough about our volunteer firemen who showed up that day, volunteer EMS that day to help our citizens and protect their property. So we don't want to forget those. Again, I want to wish them the best in this troubling time, because as we talked about today, there's a lot of support, but that wanes over time, and they're going to be affected for a long time, and so we want to make sure that they get the support they need for as long as they need it. And if you want to make a contribution, Bayside Baptist Church seems to be spearheading an effort to help those individuals through monetary donations, clothing, food. Just contact the church and see what their needs are, and anything you can do to help, please do so. It is Calvert County, and we do look out for our own. So it's a good thing at the end of the day when people show up and support our friends and neighbors. And then I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you get to spend time with your families, enjoy some good food and fellowship. And I think that concludes my remarks for today.
And I have a motion for you, sir.
I hope.
I move to recess to executive session pursuant to general provisions, Article Section 3-305B, 1I, to discuss permissible personnel matters, B3, to consider the acquisition of real property for a public purpose and matters directly related thereto, and B4, to consider a matter that concerns proposal for a business or industrial organization to locate, expand, or remain in the state.
Second. I have a motion and a second to move into exec session. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Everyone,
you.
have a great day.
Thank you.